right. Hey. We are back again. This is the NosCast with the lovely crew of Camp Nos. And what is this, like episode 11, I'm hoping?
10.
I'm ahead of myself. 10th episode. That's a milestone right there. That is a milestone. We made it 10 episodes. We haven't got canceled yet. Yet. Still a possibility, As usual, joining me on today's episode, we have Stark.
What up?
We got MURDOCK.
Yo.
We also got my man Dragoff.
Hello.
We got Greg.
Hey, young world.
And then it's me, Leroy Green. So how's everyone been this fine weekend?
I'm doing great. Finished my midterms finally.
How was that? Stressful?
Yes, I had a 15-page paper.
Ooh. I'd have been like, you know what? I'm a college dropout now.
I would have rather taken a test.
15? I struggle with a paragraph.
What
was it on?
Well, it was about movie entertainment, so luckily I got to choose the topic. I wrote about Star Wars.
He wrote he watched the last few episodes of the NosCast and just wrote down everything we said. He stretched it to 15 pages.
Use Cliff Notes.
Nah, that's good though. So they made it easy. See, if I was in, they would have had me write a 15 pages on something stupid that I really didn't give a damn about. Like I never got anything movie or entertainment like that. It was always something historical that I had zero interest in. So,
it's usually like that though.
I mean, hey, maybe times are different since we've been in school. I don't know, but that's good. I wish I could have wrote about Star Wars. I could have made that 50 pages if I really wanted to. If I was given that choice.
Man, I'd have got me an A+++ on that one.
Seriously, damn, Star Wars. Damn. It's good though.
But yeah, I also got to visit the Field of Terror haunted house.
How was it? Did you get to walk through, or did they have you drive through like some of these other corny haunted houses?
No, it was a walkthrough. It was limited capacity. It was actually pretty fun.
Yeah. Field of Terror. Where's that at?
East Hanover, New Jersey. About 50 minutes.
Well, it's not bad.
What was the spookiest part?
Probably the corn maze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a corn maze. Yeah. It's good though. What about you, MURDOCK? What you been up to, man?
I went pumpkin picking. Also did a corn maze.
Oh, everyone's doing corn mazes and stuff like that.
This one was mad easy though. We finished in like 5 minutes. Very disappointing.
Baby maze.
Yeah.
Where was this one at?
Cheesequake. Yeah.
Cheesequake.
Oh, Cheesequake Park, right?
Farms.
Yeah. Okay. Because there's a Cheesequake Park. I remember. I don't know if it's still up, but it was like a lake or something. I remember going.
Yeah, they have like
as a kid for summer camp.
What day did you go?
Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah. Are you carving your pumpkin into something?
Yeah, we're gonna carve it this week.
What you got picked out?
Chose to do Nintendo characters.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's me and my girl. We always do like a matching thing.
It's funny because I went Saturday.
Oh, the cheesequake?
Yeah.
Did you do the corn maze?
No.
You got lost in it.
That's why I won't go in there because I know I'm getting lost.
I guess I gotta do the maze too. I usually go pumpkin picking too. Like usually every year, like so y'all doing Nintendo characters, and I always do the same thing. Like every year I do something different. Like from what I remember, like even it was me and my ex, we never had like a set theme. We would always pick like whatever. Like one year I did Solid Snake. I did Freddy Fazbear one year. Wolverine.
She wasn't doing the same topic though, right?
Nah, okay. She would always do like, she did like
Why
Annabelle.
you always get to pick?
Yeah, nah, because we would like, I would pick one, she'd pick one, and we'd both pick our own characters or whatever to do. Like she would do like Annabelle. She'd always do something like horror, like Annabelle, and like, I was just always more fun with it. Like I said, I did Solid Snake, I did Wolverine, I did do Jason one year, and I did Freddy another year also. Damn, I didn't realize how often I carve these damn
Yeah, because I used to see you post pics online. Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah, she was very fall oriented, so I was kind of locked into doing all that stuff.
I'm actually going pumpkin picking this weekend with my girl, and I think I'm gonna carve. I think I'm gonna just think outside the box. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pay homage to one of my favorite comedians, and that is John Witherspoon. I'm gonna do Pops. The Wayans Brothers.
I mean, have you found like a?
I have not. If I have not found the stencil, it's not going down.
Unless your art skills are that great, where you could make John Witherspoon on a pumpkin, you could just like shave it out. Then all right.
If I can't get a stencil, it's not gonna be pretty. I'm just gonna go with the classic triangle eyes, lazy man. Like, hey, this is a throwback. This is what I was used to as a kid.
It was supposed to be John Witherspoon, but you could kind of see.
I put a bow
You're
tie
holding in
there.
the right light.
Holding the right light, tilt it slightly to the left, cover one eye, and then lean back, and you can sort of see John Witherspoon there. But no. What's been going on in a lot of movie news? I feel
There's a lot of news this week.
it's been mostly Marvel stuff. Like, so Doctor Strange is pretty much confirmed to be in the third Spider-Man movie.
Yep.
Which we don't know the name of. But there's been a couple of them because we have that, and then the week before we had the announcement with
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx reprising his role as Electro. You know, this is all new, different.
They're about to
Yellow
spoil the
Lightning.
whole movie before it comes
I
out.
know. Like, this movie must have so much going on in it that they could release all this information week by week. Like,
That's what I'm kind of concerned about, because with the ending of the last one, like I know the plot is gonna be like, you know, his identity's out in the open and he's gotta, you know, get that on lock. But now we got Electro, now we got Doctor Strange,
and then there's the rumors of
Kraven the Hunter, right?
yeah,
there's rumors of him, Electro, Scorpion, because I think most of the people in the Sinister Six that they've been kind of like building up for the past few movies.
yeah. Matt Gargan's already in it.
Yeah,
So.
but it's apparently they're gonna have villains
And
like
Green
from
Goblin
across.
too.
Yeah.
That's the 4 rumored villains right now.
Oh, man.
And
What
it's-
about Vulture, right? Because they have to because
Yeah,
yeah,
but
Michael Keaton
Michael Keaton still, yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna like be in this movie. I think they're still leading up to the Sinister Six, but right now the rumors are that there's gonna be a big battle with Scorpion, Green Goblin, Kraven, and Electro.
Yeah,
And
like,
that
there's-
concerns me because the things with Spider-Man, the worst movies are the ones that have
Have
too many
everybody
things going
there
on.
one time.
And I remember, I don't know if this was because I didn't hear it in this rumor mill, but I heard it maybe a couple weeks ago that there was rumor that John Cena was in talks to play Sandman too.
He has the look.
Yeah.
Like that
That box head.
square
That
box
box.
head. He's got built like
Defined like jaw structure and
Because it came from because he posted up a picture of him on Instagram, like I think it was like some fan art him as Sandman, or he put up like a comic that featured Sandman, like the cover featured Sandman on it, so everyone kind of assumed, oh, John I was almost said John Witherspoon.
come on, get the
You got the coordinate. What the hell, Spider-Verse movie? I mean, that would make sense if they did a Spider-Verse movie. Then one universe, John Witherspoon is involved, like he's Uncle Ben or some shit like that.
come out like, listen, you have to protect your identity. Shh, don't tell nobody. R.I.P. John Witherspoon.
I mean, I would love to see it, but yeah, that the rumor came from like basically his Instagram, so we might see it. And then we also got the rumors that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield that's signed on for this. So they were saying like they're gonna be involved with the final act of the movie. So like with all the villains that you were naming that he's rumored to be going against, that they come out and help him in this final battle,
as well as Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and then we have
Yeah.
Doctor Strange taking over like the mentor role.
I hope not. I'm tired of the Spider-Man always being the mentor. Like I would like to see a capable Spider-Man.
I actually agree.
Like-
I actually agree with you.
Like when he got the Iron Man suit, and they said, "Oh, a lot of like he was like using all the AI Friday so much." I was like, he's smart.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he didn't need it.
Well, I think
guess
the
'cause he's
rumors
so
are that
young.
they're
Yeah.
supposed to make multiple trilogies with him getting older, and so I
Yeah.
think that they're trying to do like this first trilogy as like the high school Spider-Man who like needs
Hopefully.
mentorship, and then hopefully Sony and Disney keep playing nice, and then we can get another trilogy where he starts to be his own person. Because I agree, like after like the second movie, I was like, all right, like he had Iron Man.
He
and,
should
like,
finally come into his own as Spider-Man. That he should not have a mentor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then it could be like a science versus magic kind of mentality, where Spider-Man's on the science side, and then he meets Doctor Strange, even though he already seen like outer space and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah.
I'm thinking like maybe this is gonna be the way they're setting this up is that this is gonna be one of Marvel's like pivotal like movies in the next phase. Like this is an important one.
It seems like
this is
it.
like a linchpin to something.
Like
Yeah,
this,
like this and Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
I feel like those movies are gonna go hand in hand. Like, like one is the sequel to the other. Like, cause we have Doctor Strange. Like, it's title is the Multiverse of Madness, and then you have this one, you know, expanding on the multiverse also. So I'm pretty sure these two movies are going hand in hand. But I'm pretty sure like all these movies, it seems like that's just the route they're going. Like the multiverse is the big focus of, you know, this upcoming phase. Because even Ant-Man, like we were talking about, you know, before, like that is going, that they're expanding on the multiverse with that movie, like with the rumors of Kang and, you know, time travel. So we'll see where they go, but you know, I won't be surprised if next week we talking about another announcement from this movie. I feel like it's been like 3 weeks straight, and there's something new that comes out about this movie. So it's just like this movie better be full of like a lot of surprises
because they're releasing so much stuff at this point. They're just gonna put the script online, like, you know, just read it. Just read it.
There you go.
Read it for yourself.
I don't think they're revealing too much plot details, though. I guess it's mostly
And that is enough that they are putting out there.
These aren't even any official things. These are just leaks coming out.
Yeah.
So Sony ain't.
So this is all alleged. This is all this is rumors. But here's the thing. I want it to be true, but then I don't want it to be true, because if it is true, I felt like that would have been a nice surprise. Like to see that, rather than just like, okay, we already know that this is coming.
Yeah, I would have cried in the theater if I seen that.
Now I feel
Not
like
so
if
much
it
for
doesn't
Andrew
happen,
Garfield.
I'd be disappointed a little bit.
Right.
I know, right? Damn, all that hype.
So
We
now
talked
you got
about
this
it. We talked about it for a
expectation.
whole month.
I
and
wanted
none of
that movie.
Yeah, none of that shit happened. Damn, man.
I feel like if we don't get Tobey Maguire in this movie, though, we'll get him in Multiverse of Madness because of Sam Raimi.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
we better.
Yeah.
Like also like Michael Keegan's in the Morpheus movie.
Morbius.
Yeah, movie. So I was like, he might be part of the new Sinister Six or whatever Sinister Six they might bring up.
The way that the end credits have been going, they've been, you know, building up. I'm pretty sure because he was almost starting like his own group too. Like even it was him and Shocker and. Like you just like who's the guy, the Tinker? Like they had like, you know, a bunch of other equipment, so they were kind of already like setting up their own little Sinister Six themselves. So.
I'm super hyped to see Scorpion because I love the actor who's playing him, and I really hope they just give him the suit.
Hey, you know what? And I'll put this out there. I want Jamie Foxx to wear that helmet.
That's what I was saying last
They
week.
need to bring you got to commit. Just keep that same energy, commit, and put that
They
helmet
did
on.
Mysterio that way. They can do everybody else. No excuses.
I think they're gonna give him a nose and yellow lightning. I don't know if they'll have him wear the.
They're definitely not gonna let him. They'll probably hint at it in some way, like they normally do. But
Yeah.
Be a really cool hat.
I doubt he wears it.
I think it was a scar in the Spider-Man game, and it looked like lightning for the Electro guy.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was like, oh, so they can make it yellow.
A cool way
Highlight,
to do it.
yeah.
I mean, it's Marvel. We trust them at this point. I mean, they've only had a couple hiccups, and the good definitely outweighs the bad.
That's what I'm saying.
though.
Even when they were hookers, it was like, yeah. I don't know.
And I feel like it's been a while since we have seen those hiccups. It's been a minute.
Thor 2. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
That was
That
Thor
was
2.
Iron
A lot of
Man
people shit
3.
on Iron Man 3. A lot of people hate the hell out of the second Avengers movie.
Age of Ultron.
I didn't hate.
I didn't hate it like
I didn't hate
everyone
it.
else did.
But even that,
it's definitely the weaker link out of the
Yeah.
the Avenger
5
film.
years ago.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, you know, other than that, and like, I won't even count it because it's not really. I mean, it's part of the MCU, but not the cinematic movies like Iron Fist.
Oh, if you want to go into Netflix, it's a whole
Oh,
other.
yeah. I meant as far
There's
as
a lot
the
of stinkers in
movies.
there.
Just Iron Fist alone, that's like that's PTSD right there. That crap. Ugh. Jesus, that.
Just yoink out Daredevil, bring him in. That's it.
And Luke Cage. Let's not forget Luke Cage. Luke Cage was great.
Yeah, no, Luke Cage I enjoyed. The first season, I think the first season Jessica Jones was the best one out of
That's
all
the only
of them.
one I saw.
Yeah.
I couldn't finish
Yeah.
season 2.
I like
They were
Jessica
okay.
Jones, but it just felt
First
like
season was great, though.
And I agree, the first season was great, but man, the second season felt like a chore getting through. I had to force myself to finish it. Like it was like, I'm ready in it. I'm all in. Might as well keep going.
Speaking of which, they got what's going on? Disney Plus is like they're focusing more on their streaming. They're trying to go that route now,
Which makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing what are they gonna phase out like the Disney Channel? Is like that's still on, right? Like they had a couple of channels like Disney, Disney
That is a good
Channel,
question.
Disney XD.
I can see that being phased out onto the
So-
streaming platform.
I don't think cable's gonna be around in like 20 something years. Like
gone, get rid of it. MTV will announce a streaming service in like 2 months. I'm betting on it.
I don't even know why MTV's even around. All they play is ridiculousness. 24 hours a day.
So, but hey, if Disney wants to focus more on like opening, more their streaming platform, I'm all for it. I mean, like I said, that's the way everyone is going. That's the way the world is kind of moving. So I'm cool with it. They're opening like another part of it, like making like what, an adult.
They're making a more mature content thing with Fox and Paramount, and Deadpool's gonna be like heading it. That's why there's this rumor about Ryan Reynolds getting a big deal from Disney, and then they're also trying. DC's also trying to make him bring back Green Lantern and like, or give him some kind of deal. But he's been killing advertisements. Have you seen from Mint Mobile? So
I mean,
I think they were the rumors were for the Zack Snyder cut that they wanted to have a cameo with Ryan Reynolds.
Just a short cameo.
I don't think he's gonna be Hal Jordan, but
I'll talk about that later.
Because it seems like speaking of Disney Plus, they're making a Green Lanterns.
That's
show.
HBO.
Oh, it's HBO.
Yeah,
okay.
HBO Max is DC's Disney Plus.
Right, and then you'll have a pin because Disney still wants to be known as a children's thing. So to access it, you have to enter a pin every time you go to that part of the.
I thought they would do that. They would just put all their adult stuff on Hulu because they own Hulu now.
Yeah.
It would make sense. Just put it on that platform.
Yeah, but I guess the inconvenience of switching between, this is all I got on Netflix, I gotta close out that and go to Disney Plus, or wait, no, this is Disney, but it's only on Hulu, so now I gotta go to Hulu, so it's just, nobody wants to keep doing all this back and forth, even though we're eventually gonna get there.
We're already there.
Regardless.
Think how many times you watch regular television, you switch in between channels. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Half of which I didn't even watch, like, I really only... And back when I had cable, I really only watched like 5 channels out of like the 700 that we had.
I have cable now, and I only watch sports on it. I don't watch anything else.
Yeah, and that you stream, like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah, and a lot of the sports heads, they just like getting like DirecTV for the Sunday ticket. For
exactly.
Football. That's it.
I think WWE should do the same thing. Like, just put everything on the
WWE Network, right?
Network,
Might as well.
Yeah, like Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Just put them all on network. Because when they first announced it, I thought that's what they were gonna do. But then when I found out it was basically only for pay-per-views, like, it was cool. But
yeah, you know, Wacky Vince is not doing that.
But back on what George was saying, I'm a little concerned about Deadpool. I mean. I hope they don't make them PG-13 because I love what Disney is doing, but I can't see them going that route.
I don't think they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot like that. I don't see them dumbing down. I think they'll make a lot of jokes towards it, because that's just his character. Yeah. But I don't see them because it's not like like Disney's made rated R movies before, like in the past. So like them just being anything R rated is not like out of it. I know they're seen as like the big children's entity that it is, which is fine, but at the same time they're not all we only purely make children's content.
Yeah, but do you see them heading at that level that Fox had them at?
As in,
well, Fox was doing Fox dipped their toes in that when they re-released Deadpool as Once Upon a Deadpool. They released like a censored version of Deadpool just to see how it would do with younger viewers, and I don't know. Everyone hated it because they were just like, "This is the same movie over again," but just like not rated R.
Yeah, nobody liked that.
So I think that Fox tried it, and I think Disney probably saw like from behind the curtain like what was going on.
That mouse was like, "Oh hell no!"
Nah, we don't need a watered down Deadpool. Like when you have these type of characters, especially with X-Men characters, like because there's a lot of them that are like more violent. Like, in order for them to be those characters, they have to actually be those characters. Like, for example, like when we had the X-Men animated series, like Wolverine stabbed absolutely like nothing, and when he did, it was always like stupid stuff. Like, remember one time he slashed his alarm clock, like, but that's all you would see him do. Like, He never actually stabbed like anything.
He
so,
just
like,
just made threats.
Yeah.
He just made threats. As like, what is your purpose?
So,
you have these things. But
Yeah, it wasn't Wolverine. That he sounded like him, and he had like the whole Clint Eastwood like type of thing to him, Dirty Harry. But that was just it. Like he wasn't the character that he's known to be, because like I said, if you water down these characters, then it don't work. It don't work. And Deadpool, that's somebody who needs. You can't put a filter on a character like Deadpool, because then it's not gonna feel like a genuine, Deadpool, movie at all, or whatever they put him in. But I'm pretty sure they're going to, because I think I even read an announcement before that they said they're not gonna change anything about Deadpool. The way we got him for these first 2 movies, that's how they're gonna continue doing the character. Like I said, I don't think they would. Like I said, they'll just lose out if they try to water him down, censor him, and he's not cursing, or he's not using his swords, not shooting anything. Like everything about this character is rated R. Like you put that in a PG-13, you end up with what we got before. Like no one really cares.
And if you even do that, you don't even have Deadpool. You have a completely different character.
Exactly.
That's what they did with X-Men Origins.
That's why the pin is so good, because you put in the pin, you have that security code, and then there's gonna be those parents that I trust my kids.
And explosions and breastises that you can see on this.
I heard the pin's gonna be 69.69. Into the Disney Plus.
There you go. Access to all.
Plus X.
It opens as a screen. It's like an explosion with like fucking heavy metal music playing.
Look at the pentagrams.
Welcome to Disney Plus.
Welcome to Disney Plus, you mother.
That'd be crazy. But back to like streamers, so like so the Green Lantern, that is more focused on the other Green Lanterns, like Jessica Cruz and the
Alan
Guy
Scott.
Gardners and all that stuff like that. So that's cool. That's cool.
They left out Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart
and I'm upset about
Kyle
that.
Rayner.
Yeah, Kyle Rayner.
And I'm really upset that they left out Jon Stewart, because
they're gonna put him in the movie.
They're saving him for
That's
the
what
movie.
I'm saying.
Okay,
I think
okay.
for those three, they want to
Okay.
save the
Gotcha.
for the
Okay.
big screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really hope they save Jon Stewart for the big screen.
For
because-
sure, they're not gonna.
Because we know Hal Jordan, but the younger generation don't know Hal Jordan. Their Green Lantern is Jon Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And unfortunately, man.
No, great. They messed up Hal Jordan's Green Lantern so bad, and then
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
that I was like, oh, we're never gonna see a good one, because Ryan Reynolds was a bad casting, and Parallax is a cloud like Galactus.
See, that's
and
why I hate
when they
the
do
whole
that.
movie around it was good. Yeah, Sinestro was good in that movie.
Mark Strong is Sinestro. Good casting.
Yeah, and then but now he's in the Shazam. He was in the Shazam movie, so.
Listen, they should have just went with Brother Man. They should have went with Brother Man, Jon Stewart off the bat.
If it's the one from the comic, yeah, I like him.
They're like, we're leaning towards Brother Man.
So I remember that back in the day, like they would always put like the fan pictures. They would always show what's his name, Idris Elba.
As Jon
yeah.
Stewart.
That's like a good choice as
That'd be dope.
Oh, don't forget about Tyrese Gibson.
And he's like campaigning for that. Like,
He's been campaigning for 20 years to play that
Yeah.
role. It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna
Tyrese.
happen. Any
It's not,
role
I'm
that
sorry.
some actor has like campaigned for, they never end up getting. I think the only person who actually said like, "Hey, I want to play this character" when they make it, and they cast her, was Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. Like I think that's the only one. Like
Well, Mahershala Ali called up Marvel Studios after he won his Oscar and said, "I want a meeting," and said, "I want to play Blade," and they were like, "Okay."
That's the thing. That's clout.
You gotta have.
That is
That's what I'm
clout.
saying. You gotta have leverage.
He
If
didn't
you
go
have
on
leverage-
Twitter and Facebook saying that though. He called them up and was
He
like,
called them
"Let's
up.
meet."
'Cause I think some people try to get like, oh, if I get enough like fan support behind, like, it'll garner that interest. So it's like, hey, look, it's what the people want to see. But sometimes, even if it's what the people want to see, you're not necessarily the best choice. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Tyrese, yeah, he has the look, but acting wise,
I can't see Tyrese.
Tyrese has a better shot of doing Baby Boy Part 2 than becoming Jon Stewart.
yeah, just give him a green ring in there. Like, hey, there you go. Because even with like one of the earliest ones I remember, like, is when there was like the whole campaign for Donald Glover to play
Peter Parker?
Spider-Man. You know, and a lot of people signed for it. And he was even mentioning it like in his songs and everything like that, but you know, it didn't happen.
They
but,
put a poster of Community in Peter Parker's room and Amazing Spider-Man.
So here you go. We'll give you a little reference. You know.
Well, now he's Miles' uncle now.
Yeah, so they put him in. So it's like, you know, and didn't he voice him? Donald Glover. He voiced.
No, not in. You talking about into the.
No, not into the Spider-Verse. It was one of the.
Oh, that TV show.
Oh,
the
yeah,
TV
one of
show.
the TV
I'm pretty
things.
Look it up right.
Spider-Man.
check.
Yeah.
Oh.
He voiced Miles?
Unless we get one of
That
the
show was
producers
actually good.
to fact check. I'm positive he voiced what's his name Miles.
Oh, Miles, and not the Prowler.
I'm pretty sure like voice Miles Morales. I'm looking this up because I swear if I'm wrong. Yep. Ultimate Spider-Man. Yes.
The Ultimate.
See?
So they give him a bone, like some capacity.
Yeah, so
That was like a chicken bone.
I knew I wasn't crazy. I was like, y'all recognize that voice. I know that's him. Like, you know.
I'm excited for this announcement for Green Lantern though, because I'm excited that DC is doing the same similar thing that Disney Plus is doing to Marvel for DC. So, because I know we're gonna get that, and they haven't like announced if it's gonna tie into the movie universe, but I'm assuming because I know they have the Batman. Gotham City Police Department show coming in, and that's going to be in the same universe as the Batman.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that the Green Lantern show is hopefully going to be in the same universe. So that, I don't know. I like the idea because I like seeing more characters. Yeah,
I want to see them interact.
Not every character is going to get a movie. So like,
and I hope they do it right because I feel like this is what I'm hoping with this show and also with the Green Lantern film is that they're gonna take it to the cosmos because Green Lantern and the Lantern Corp is something that should be set in the cosmos. I mean, DC seen what Marvel did with Guardians, laid the blueprint out, showed that yes, outer space and superheroes can coexist, and hope that they do it right because I think that was one of the reasons why the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern film failed was because most of it took place on Earth. Like something like the Lantern Corp has to take place in the cosmos.
Yeah. They're space police. Like I don't want to see you. Like,
ooh, don't say police. Ladies and gentlemen,
defund the Green Lantern.
Man, the Green Lantern, man, you know what they did, man? They pulled me out my car, man. I was just I was just going to Mars, and they gonna profile me, talking about I fit the description of some dude that robbed a place on Jupiter. That wasn't me.
they've been doing a lot of that cool stuff in the Grant Morrison's current Green Lantern run. In the comics, they really took it back to like space cops, and there was like an issue where they killed somebody and then they were just like, you saw he was attacking me first, right? And they like played up like you know, like the corruptness in that and stuff. So like if they want to go that route, you know, they just got to be real with it. Like
they might.
Yeah.
They might. I mean, it's woke season like all around. I don't know if y'all seen that. Speaking of woke season, like did y'all see that Barbie?
Oh God, yes, that was so weird
thing.
That was so weird.
Like when she was like discussing like racism like with another black character. I think her name was like Nikki or something like that.
I did see that clip.
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't she the ultimate Karen though? Like
Barbie?
Was she the original Karen?
She came out of that era, so that's what I was like, it's kind of weird to see.
Is that the pot calling the kettle black?
Literally, But I mean, I'm not mad at it. I guess like if they're trying to like just show this thing towards like younger kids, like because like for us, like we know, but I guess because Barbie, what is the target audience? 2 to 7. Ish like that.
I thought it was fake at first.
I thought it was a joke too.
What was it, like an animated thing?
Yeah, it was an animated thing. Yeah,
and it looked so real that like I was like, is this real?
Yeah, no, it was real.
And I loved her reaction in it because it was funny when the black girl was talking. She's like, and I was stopped by security guards, and Barbie was like, what?
Yeah.
What did you do? You had to do something for them to stop you. No, security guards just doesn't stop people in the mall for nothing. Like that was the look that she gave her. It was hilarious. I was like,
Like I said, I mean, I guess it's genuine. Like because no matter what way a company decides to like kind of address these issues or show any type of support or care or concern, it's always gonna come off as like corny or maybe even like pandering or something like that. So I mean, I don't mind it. Sure that it looks kind of goofy, but if there's a young kid watching it, to them it's the only way you could it's the only way you could really explain that in a way towards like the audience that it's intended for. It's like for us, like we're a bunch of like 30, 20-year-olds, like we're gonna look at it like it's kind of goofy, but I get it. But there's really no real way that a company can come out and do something like this, without it looking,
suspect,
goofy.
It's hard.
You know what I mean? Like,
even though you do it the most right way you could possibly do it, someone's gonna be like,
this has nothing to do with Barbie. It's literally just gonna be what people think.
It's a money thing.
I mean, they can do stuff like that, like sell more black Barbie dolls, like that's. Do something like that, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but here's the thing. My only issue with that is that because like obviously there are a lot of other ethnic Barbies out there, but Barbie's still the top one. She's still the standard. And it's like, I feel like that, and I don't want to get too hope-tepish because that's when you start getting hope-tepish. Like, what are you trying to say, What are you trying to say, Mattel? That the white woman is the standard? See what I'm talking about? Like even just watching this is hilarious. I feel like I wish that whoever was doing the black girl's voice just would have went off script like this. Have you ever heard of the Tulsa Massacre?
I don't even know if it was a black girl doing the voice.
No, that wasn't a black girl doing the voice. That was whoever was doing Barbie's voice was doing that voice too. Yeah.
Read the lines back and forth.
I only seen Barbie twice in my life. When someone was babysitting me, and maybe when a commercial. Other than that, the only female thing was Hello Kitty. So, I thought Hello Kitty was bigger than Barbie. Barbie is definitely bigger.
The OG.
Maybe Toy Story. I saw it.
You trying to get killed? She'll put a hit on you, man. What's wrong with you? You know she got a lot of power, just like that damn mouse.
Other than that, what else is going on in the news? I didn't look too much into the animated MURDOCK thing going on.
I
don't know too much about it.
It's by the same crew that makes the Robot Chicken. So it's in that style where they're like with action figures.
Are they doing like the stop motion?
Yeah, and it's in stop motion, and Patton Oswalt is voicing MURDOCK.
Patton Oswalt is a great casting.
That's what I'm say. That sounds like a good choice.
Because I remember there was something that they were gonna do like a kind of like a version of the Avengers, but with like MURDOCK, Howard the Duck.
Yeah, the Offenders.
Yeah, I didn't know if was
most of those got canceled.
Oh, yeah,
MURDOCK survived the chopping block, but they canceled because Kevin Smith was doing Howard the Duck.
Right.
And there was Tigra and a fourth one that I'm forgetting at the moment, but most of those got axed. But I think MURDOCK was just so far in production that they weren't able to stop it. Because they're canceling all the Marvel TV stuff to push to Disney Plus, so that's why the Ghost Rider got canceled, and Hellstrom is still coming out, and MURDOCK. So I think those are probably going to be the two last Marvel TV things. But they released some of the clips in a New York Comic-Con panel for the animated MURDOCK show, and it looks funny. It's just a little side thing, I
was hoping to see him in the cinematic universe.
I think they are. I think with the video game, with him being in that, and now his own little animated show, I think they're gearing it towards
giving everybody that MURDOCK. Get familiar with him.
Get familiar with him.
This definitely ain't the MCU MURDOCK.
But there have been rumors of him appearing in the MCU soon.
I hope so.
And I mean,
they should keep
He's such a weird looking character.
He's a weird.
I want to see that.
He's a weird looking character, but I think the way they did him in the Avengers video game really shows that they can do it in the MCU.
And the storyline worked perfectly within the game.
I still didn't play it. I wish I did.
Did you ever pick it up from your pre-order?
Oh,
they probably sent that back.
Yeah,
man. Some 5-year-old kid is playing that right now.
They owe me $5. but because everything like they said 99% of PS4 games are gonna be backwards compatible on the PS5. So I was like, I'll just. When I get my PS5, I'll just play it then. You know what I mean?
It says Avengers is backwards compatible.
They released a list of the PS4 games that aren't compatible on PS5, and I have not heard of any of them. They're 10 games.
Oh, so
but they're all super indie.
Yeah, as long as it's not the main stuff that I want to play, like Spider-Man and God of War, Ghost of Tsushima.
No, that's definitely gonna be.
As long as it's not those, But if it's a bunch of indie stuff, You could have just said 100% of games.
No one would have
backwards
checked.
compatible, on that weird looking machine that looks like a router.
It does like a router.
Did you guys see the video where they took it apart and saw how big it was?
I did see something about it, and then someone's mentioned like the customability. Is that a word?
Custom.
No, it's not. It's not.
Customability is a word. I just made it up. But you can
Shakespeare can make
customize
up
it.
words.
You can-
Exactly.
You could definitely take
we
off
use
the
words
side panels.
that were not even real to this day. But yeah, I did see that. So which is dope. Like customization goes a long way when it comes to anything. Like any especially on consoles. Like hold on, I'm just trying to fix mine because it went out. But yeah, I don't know. I would like to see third-party companies make different design side panels and ish like that. Cause the system, yeah, sure, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be cool, but I hate the way it looks. I hate it. I don't like the way it looks.
It looks like they're going for future.
That's not future. If the future looks like that, I don't want to be a part of it. Say that right now.
Take me back.
So you guys would take the trash can over the router?
Hell
Because
yes.
the Xbox looks like a trash
It
can. If
does
we're
look
being
like
honest.
But a plant behind it looks like a flower pot.
I feel like you could get cut by those sharp edges right there.
That's what I'm saying.
They're rounded. They're rounded.
You just walk in this, now you're missing a pinky toe.
Where's your PlayStation gonna be that you can get caught?
Hey, brother, I'm still moving in.
Is that the list of games right there? The Afro Samurai 2.
Yep, that's the game.
Afro
Shadow
Samurai.
Complex.
I don't even hear
We
about it.
Sing, Hitman Go,
Joe's Diner.
Joe's Diner.
Hitman Go.
Hitman, what?
Hitman Go was like a weird puzzle turn-based
That's what
spin off of
everybody said. It had
Hitman.
this. It sounded
Definitive
like it was
edition.
something goofy.
Yeah, I looked it up and I was like Hitman, and I was like, oh, I've never seen this before.
There's got to be a Miles Morales version when it comes out. So.
We'll see.
Alright.
Anybody excited for the Animaniacs reboot? That's been
I am.
Did you guys see the clip from that?
I haven't seen
announced
I have not
this
seen the
year's
clip, but I'm excited.
NYCC.
I have not seen the clip, but I heard that the original creators are not happy about it.
Really?
Yeah, I heard they're not happy about it.
Ooh, scandal. Why are they
Scandalous.
They have do they have anything to do with this upcoming series?
I don't believe so. I could be wrong, but I don't think they do.
That's never a good
Someone's
sign.
in lawsuit, yeah.
And there's also difference in the animation.
The animation looks a little
slightly different,
yeah.
not by much, but it just looks updated. It just looks updated.
Yeah,
Like before, it looked more like you could tell this is all digital. Basically,
Yeah.
what they're going with it.
Right. But I'm excited. I was a big fan of Animaniacs as a kid.
Because it was basically it was like a cartoon variety show, because they had a lot of different shorts within it. It wasn't just focused on them.
Well, that was one of the reasons why I loved the show, was because it felt like a variety show, and then it also felt with the different segments that they had with the other characters in that universe, it felt like you were watching a sitcom. Like the way they wrote it was like a sitcom.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. I mean, we get to see iconic characters like the Pinky and the Brain. I forget the character, the little girl with the dog that was always trying to protect her.
Oh.
I forget her name.
Right.
Hopefully,
some of them.
hopefully
curly hair.
hopefully they'll bring like Katie Kaboom.
They had a lot of other stuff like the good idea,
bad idea. That was
That
probably
was my favorite. Yeah.
Good idea. Bad idea. The pigeons. The good pigeons. Yes, the good fellas. Yes, we gotta bring those. But that was a good
I
one.
was saying, it's that is what my favorite aspect was. Like I said, it wasn't just a show. Because like I said, it was basically like a cartoon sketch comedy is what it felt like. Especially with all the parodies of the movies that they would constantly do. So, I mean, I would like us to see the show come back, but the fact that the original. Is it just the creators are not involved with it, or just
I don't think the creators are involved.
Probably,
with
yeah. Most likely.
it. Yeah.
well, they won't be seeing a dime for it, maybe.
No. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Before we get off Comic-Con, Invincible was announced
Oh,
there
yeah.
too,
The animated.
and I think it's gonna be on Amazon, and it's gonna be kind of like The Boys, where it's they're killing people and they show it on screen. So looks
See,
good.
Invincible was
The
one of
cast
those
is
books
good.
I would always see around the comic shop back when I was working there, but I never got a chance to pick up and read it. See, The Boys I did. The Boys, after I read one issue that was just breezing through volumes, but like Invincible, I never got around to. I always heard about it.
I need to read it
Same
as
here,
well.
same here,
Yeah,
so.
but I know the art, Ryan Otley, and the animated style in the TV show looks super true to the comic book art, which is really impressive. That they're just like keeping the same formula. And the cast is great. It's Stephen Yeun from Glenn from The Walking Dead, so he's double dipping in Robert Kirkman properties, and then J.K. Simmons is playing his father.
Oh, look at that.
This sounds very promising already.
That's good. Like I'll try to read some of it before it definitely comes out, so just to get a little more familiar. But I've always heard good things about it. I always heard that the series was good. Me personally, I never got a chance to check it out. But now that,
And I feel like Robert Kirkman books are quick reads because he's a lot of dialogue, so I feel like you'll be able to breeze through it.
That's good. I'm excited. And I wish because this was all, like you said, this was all announced at the New York Comic-Con, which
we were talking
all
about
would
that.
have been there. Like,
We all would have been there. Like
I was
We
seeing,
didn't even know that the panels were happening
I
until we
know.
saw the news.
It was like, oh shit, this is a thing. Like, because Facebook is showing me, hey, you got memories. I'm like, oh yeah, what's today? Oh, damn it!
it just like rips
That's
your heart
right.
out.
You
You're
know.
like, I would have been there this year.
I know. So, I mean, I understand with the way the world is right now, can't have an event like that. I mean, I'm hoping that next year that when we do get another one, like I don't know if the expansion on the Javits Center will be done. Because they've been trying to expand it for like a while. But
Yeah, but they made it into a hospital during COVID too. So like
That's a lot of bleach, brother. That's a lot of Clorox. You're gonna have to use.
So they definitely didn't. But okay. So what they should do is like they should give this like an opportunity. Like use this as a way to like when they have it next year, like limit the amount of tickets that are sold and the people in the building, because that's the thing. Like been going since like 08. I know I've been going, and like
that was so easy to get in back then. It was
Yeah.
you did not have to
crazy.
like buy a ticket like 15 months in advance.
It was just like back then you could even
just
buy
show up right
there and buy it
Yeah.
and buy a ticket
You'd be-
right
you'd be
there.
straight.
I remember walking
stick
into
your arm-
the
yeah.
first season's Walking Dead panel in like the big room, just being like, yeah, I'll go check this out. And then like, and now it's just like you need to show up at 10 a.m. to go into the panel in Madison Square Garden.
10 a.m. more like
That truly, yeah.
7 a.m. My god sister, we went. It was once I forget what year we went, but we went. She wanted to go to the panel. I was like already saw him last year. I'm good, but she wanted to go, and she was like, she woke me up like at 5 a.m. I'm like, what the hell? Like it doesn't open till 10 a.m. We gotta go to the Walking Dead panel. I'm like, listen,
You gotta get in line.
good luck. I'm gonna get some Z's. I'll meet you there.
We were saying because I was the last couple years I was getting nervous going from the amount of people when there wasn't a pandemic.
Yeah.
Like it was already disgusting. Like the amount.
Especially Saturday where it's like literally you're like this.
Yeah, it's
Towards
sardines
people, and you
everywhere,
can't even
everywhere
move.
you go, and in certain areas it's just like hella congested where you're like you can't
And you can't even
breathe or
enjoy
move
it.
at all. So it's like I remember like when we first started going, there was like a group of like 11 of us.
Yes.
Every year after
got
that,
smaller.
and smaller.
I think
and smaller.
I still have that picture. It was like 11 of us.
It came up on my timeline over the weekend. I was seeing it. It was back in like 2009, 2010, something like that. Yeah.
And the group just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Because like not as many people want to go because like,
They
it
got
gets too
lost in the
crowded.
crowd.
Exactly. Like,
and then some people who went, it was like the next day, like, why are they not here? They decided to stay home to sleep. They're tired. I think the last time I went, it was just, I met you and Wallace, and it was just literally just us three. That was it.
I was like, damn, before this it was like 15 of us.
Yeah.
Now it's just like down to 3. Like, I still love like to go because like my biggest selling point is like the guests that are going to be there and like some of the exclusives that I can get. And then the art. Like, I love going to Artist Alley. So, I still go, but I may not enjoy it sometimes as much as I used to because of the congestion. So, like I said, even with this pandemic going on, like I said, next year, like, I'm telling you, like, they should really limit the amount of tickets so that just use this as an excuse. But I don't know. It's like every year they just want to sell more and more and more and more and more.
And New York is not set up like San Diego. Like San Diego, you can go to San Diego Comic-Con and actually not even buy a ticket in there and still have a good time doing the events that are outside of that area because San Diego's not like New York. So when San Diego Comic-Con comes to town, the entire town shuts down. Like that's a lot of their revenue comes from. So it's a lot of stuff you can do. but you really can't. New York City is not set up like that.
You go to McDonald's across the street.
Yeah, and I mean, like, they had the panels like at the
Like
garden.
a bunch of other people dressed as Captain America.
Right in the subway eating a footlong, right next to Black Panther and Captain America. But like they had some of the panels, a lot of the panels at the Garden, and I think at the Nokia Theater. But it's like, who wants to walk up from 12th Ave to 6th Ave and then walk back?
I know.
It's so far.
Yeah, no.
And the New York Comic Con was always the community Comic Con. Like, you don't get any of the really big announcements. You just get the trash stuff, like the throwaway
save
stuff.
all the goodies for
Yeah,
San
Well, New York Comic Con was always
Yeah.
more about the comic books. Well, I
Yeah.
feel like San Diego was more about the media and the entertainment.
Yeah.
New York Comic Con got a lot of
Exactly.
good artists
sold
and
out.
writers and
But
stuff
I
like
will
that.
say that New York Comic Con actually was good for TV. A lot of the good TV shows went there.
Yeah, true.
The movies went to San Diego, but we got a lot of the good movies.
We did get the Avengers. The
we
year
did.
that the Avengers came out. They
Yeah.
They
came.
got
Yeah, and that was the one year I
The
decided
Walking-
not to go.
The Walking Dead
Yeah.
saved
That's
New
their
York.
thing.
Really made New York Comic Con at least
Is
somewhat.
that why they're on every badge every year? I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
can we switch it up? Like, nah,
one
it's
more
like
season.
every
I don't
year.
even watch this show no more. Like,
Every year, the Walking Dead badge. Yeah, this is
We're still
cool,
milking
I
this,
guess,
huh?
you know. Well, let's see. Hopefully, we get a nice Comic-Con next year where we can stick our arms out and spin in a circle and not hit anybody at all. You know. So let's let us pray that there will be some good to come out of this damn pandemic. Over the weekend, did y'all see? I didn't see the episode. Like, I didn't see the full episode, but because there was so much talk going on about it, I seen the monologue, which was Bill Burr. He hosted this
SNL.
week's SNL, and you know, I personally enjoyed the monologue, but there was a few groups that didn't like it. It seemed to be very kind of divisive. You know,
That's
from everything
when you
he
book
said.
Bill Burr. Like, what do you expect?
You should know
Yeah,
what
like,
you're getting into. Like,
even
you
on the
know.
talk shows. Like,
yeah.
Because like everything he said is nothing new or out of his, you know, his what he says in his comedy and his stand up. So, but I mean, the SNL audience, they don't know, because just if you tune in every week to watch a terrible Donald Trump impression, you probably don't really know much about comedy in the first place. Like, you know, so.
I mean, for me as a comedian, Bill Burr is one of my favorite comics, and I enjoyed his monologue. I had no qualms. I honestly think what he said was true. There was a lot of truth in what he said.
Yeah, and you heard the silence from the audience at like some parts, like, you know,
He's really going there.
They didn't want to hear it. Because let's be real, the audience was made up of exactly who he was talking about.
Yep.
You know, nobody likes to hear the truth about themselves, and like I said, what he said wasn't wrong. You know,
It wasn't
you
wrong
know.
at all, and I think a lot of times, especially now with the climate that we're in, we all like to have this kind of like, how can I put it? We all have this like version of ourselves that we think like, oh, I'm a good person, I'm not racist, I'm not this, I'm not that, and I'm like this. And then when someone's, you know, comes out and says, no, you're not, and then they don't want to face the truth. And it's like, no, you're part of the problem too.
Yeah, like he's just saying, he's like white women hijacked like the woke movement. Like,
They did. It's like they want to be the top oppressed, and it's like, you can have it. It has not done. Listen, white women, if you watch it, listen, we love you. But here's the thing: being the top oppressed has not been good for black people. We don't want it. You can keep take it. Like, it has not done a bit of good for us. Okay.
The best part was at the end when he was just like, just sit down and take your talking to.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
just listen.
Like the rest of us
We
white
have to listen. That's the white.
But
person's-
but that's the problem though. When you've been told your entire life that you're entitled to everything. That's
Exactly.
what it does. Versus us, as we're all black and people of color, we have been told the opposite. You know what I'm saying? That we can't have it. So we, you know, that's what the whole thing. When you're black, you just can't be good or great. You have to be extraordinary. You know what I mean? They've been told everything belongs to them and they deserve everything. So it's like, well, you can't talk to me that way. It's like, well, you can't talk to me that way.
People don't like to face the harsh truths, you know, about themselves. And with comics like Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle, I think like they they see things from like, you know, I love the way, you know, their perspective, and they tell it in a way that is easy for everyone to understand, but not everyone likes hearing like these things about these truths about, you know, how society is. Like, yeah, like the woke movement, it was meant for this, and y'all came out of nowhere and made it about y'all, like what y'all do with every damn thing.
The Me Too, the Me Too movement was started by a black woman, and it was started 15 years ago. And no one batted an eyelash, because you know how this world feels about black women. Black women are the most underrepresented people in this whole world. But as soon as the Karens and the Beckys got a hold of it, the Becky Mafia got a hold of it, then it skyrocketed mainstream, you know? So yeah, they took over the woke movement, and it's just like, you know, sit down and get your talking to, you know, because comedians were the last truth tellers.
I think he sees it, you know, from that perspective. I think being married to a black woman also like helps him see like,
yes,
you know,
and
the side of everything.
A lot of that could have came from his wife.
Yeah,
and
she probably wrote the
monologue. Yeah, and also too, they have a daughter together, so he's raising a black daughter. He's raising a black daughter, and they don't understand that. Put it this way, I'll say, leave it like this. Cat Williams said it best as far as comedy and comedians. Comedians are people that are very cynical, and comedians don't believe everything. They don't trust anything. We always have our eyebrows up, like, you know what I'm saying? And we think we're smarter than the average person, because if we didn't think we were, then they wouldn't feel it that we need to tell them that, first and foremost. And you have to be to obtain that information and disseminate it to the public that way, and to be one step ahead of the crowd.
Bill Burr, ladies and gentlemen.
In other news, the Lakers won the NBA Finals
yes!
last week, and I know Gregory is a big Lakers fan. Did you actually watch all the games and everything?
Damn right I did. I watched the man. First of all, them winning this year means a lot, because we know we lost Kobe, and we did it for Mamba, and that's all that mattered to me. And I'm like, he's where he's at, smiling. I thought the Lakers did a great job. They got me a little nervous at first, you know, but they did a great job, and they proved why they are the best.
It's crazy. They started off the last 3 decades winning championships. Like, they won in 2000, they won in 2010, and now 2020 they've won again. And
I think LeBron should retire at the Lakers. I think I'm sensing a dynasty with him, AD, Rondo, and Dwight Howard. But I will say, even as a Lakers fan, we did win this year, and I don't know how you feel about this. I do think we need some shooters.
I agree.
We need some shooters.
And their players are most of them are getting older, like Dwight, Rondo, they're up.
Yeah.
And you got big competition with Curry coming back and Kevin Durant joining the Nets. He's going to be back. Next year, it's going to be tougher to win.
Here's the thing, though, with that. They need shooters, but I still think Rondo and Dwight still got a couple years, and LeBron too. They got another good 4 years in them, and they can play. Well,
Rondo and Dwight Howard? I don't know.
You're lucky you got playoff Rondo.
Listen,
I think LeBron, of course, because he's just not. He's aging like wine. Let's be honest here. He's just getting better every year. But
LeBron never really had that many injuries though, because you look how big he is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He in the game he plays, like they can play those teams even though Durant's gonna come back, Stephen Curry, and they could be very physical, but they do need shooters. But the defense.
Lights out.
Lights out.
Yeah. They did their job all postseason.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, you could clown Danny Green for missing that one shot all you want, right? But he still has the highest percentage in three-pointers in the playoffs.
And that honestly could have happened to anybody.
Yeah.
Do you think LeBron has done enough to pass Jordan?
Okay, now I'm gonna say this about this. I'm not even gonna go in depth into the whole who's the greatest, LeBron, Jordan, Kobe. This is my feeling on it. I think all three of them should share the greatest of all time, the GOAT, because for different reasons.
Yeah. And
I'm kind of, and even though we're talking about sports, I do want, Murdoch, LEEROY, and Dreger to chime in on this. I feel like when it comes to black people in the arts and in sports, we're like the only people that do this whole who's the greatest of all time, the king, the queen. Like, we're always in competition with each other.
They don't say that about like baseball players. Like they'll never argue like Babe Ruth against
or like Ty, like Mickey. I don't know, Mickey Mantle or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna say Ty Cobb. He was a racist, but but like
they all probably were.
Oh yeah, that's true. Back then they all were bigots, but yeah, like we only do that, and it's like, why can't all three share that title? Because they all equally have done great things. I will always give LeBron his respect, and I think that's what he was talking about. Give me my respect too.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with what you're saying, but a lot of my friends, it upsets me because I watched a lot of Jordan games and his highlights and stuff, and I personally like him a lot. But a lot of them disrespect him, and I think it's because they didn't grow up watching him that they just didn't see how good he was.
Yeah, do you know where they know him from? The crying guy. Oh, that's the crying meme guy. That's what that generation just knows him as the crying man.
And I'm sad that I'm a part of that generation because I really like Michael Jordan, but a lot of the time they throw in my face like, oh, LeBron's way better than him, and I'm just like, no.
Like, did you watch The Last Dance? Did you see what this man? That man. Let me tell you something. Jordan, class A-hole. But man, he could back it up.
He was a baller.
He was a baller. He bagged up and he got 6 rings.
It got him wins. Yeah.
He got 6 rings. You can't tell somebody that got 6 rings. Same thing for LeBron. Well, LeBron's on what, ring 5 now? 4. He's on 4 rings.
He needs one more. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You can't deny LeBron.
Is he gonna try to play up to get over 6 or 6?
I think 5 is good. I think 5 is good.
You think he's gonna stop there?
Big enough.
I think he's already cemented his legacy when he won that title against Golden State since 2016. I don't know if that didn't cement him past Jordan in my opinion, but it cemented him as an all-time great.
I think it's because he did it with Cleveland.
Yes, that's what
Cleveland.
Yes.
Because let's be honest, I wasn't happy when he went down to South, take his talents to South Beach, because I always felt that Miami Heat with him, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, that was a boy band, because we all know boy bands are put together in Florida. So I was like, that's a put together boy band.
I like that he did that because the franchise failed him, and then we see what happens to players when they try to stick with a franchise and then they get moved when they're too late.
But here's the argument though, and why people have the argument with Jordan and Kobe. Jordan didn't do that with Chicago. Chicago didn't start off that way.
Yeah.
And nor did LA, and neither one of them left.
Yeah. Jordan definitely brought up the team all the way up. LA already had already had a championship thing, and the coach ran to him and Shaq. So so he had there was a little help there, but he's still up there. Kobe's still like top.
No, Kobe won without Shaq.
Yeah, no. But the coach, he had more help. LeBron never is gonna have a Hall of Fame coach or a coach in his prime. He never had a franchise really helping him.
But LeBron has always ran, but he always got superstars to play with him though. Like,
Kyrie Irving.
And like what you said about can apply to Anthony Davis too, because he wasn't gonna win a ring with the Pelicans. Never.
Yeah.
He was never gonna win a ring with the Pelicans.
And I think that's why this Lake of teams works, because I think LeBron knows that this is AD's team. This is Anthony Davis's team. This is not his team. He knows he's in his twilight years. He's got about a good 3-4 more years left of him. This is going to be AD's team. You know what I mean? So that's just going to be. You know what I mean? That he knows that.
Yeah. But again, congratulations to the Lakers. Good things coming out of this month of spooky month, I want to call it, because it's October. And back in October, we got to continue our tradition of everything horror.
All horror, everything.
All horror, everything. All spooky, everything. Ghouls, ghosts, goblins, zombies,
vampires,
werewolves, mummies,
Frankenberry, Count Chocula, Casper the Friendly Ghost,
crazy monkeys,
Fruit Brute, I don't know, Yummy Mummy.
Everything and anything spooky. So last week we discussed our favorite horror franchises. So now this week we're gonna discuss our favorite killers out of like the whole horror genre, and what we could try to do is try to put them in a tier out of everyone who selects. We'll try to make a little tier list of who's the best out of everyone's selection. So if you want to discuss who your favorite killer is, why, and then we'll, what's some of their strengths that you love about them. Let's go with that. Who wants to kick it off?
I'll kick it off.
Kick it off. Yo, say it on us.
I'm going a little bit different. Like one of my favorite movie franchises is Aliens, and with Sigourney Weaver.
We know.
Of course.
This podcast knows Aliens.
Of course.
If you want to explain it to the audience.
Yeah, because a lot of my friends don't really know.
Oh, damn, man. man. So uncultured. What about
That's a shame.
But I really did
You
love
need
those
some
movies.
you got us. You
Yeah.
know. But go ahead. Do your thing.
But yeah, the alien, it's a different type of enemy. I mean, it comes out of a whole egg and everything. It's a killer. Like, it was vicious. And it's like really impossible to beat. I mean, you have to
There's so many of them.
Exactly, and there's multiple
For
of
a
them.
monster, it's pretty damn stealthy. That's
Exactly.
the thing
That
about,
too.
about them. Like,
And that's
you
the thing
know.
about that makes the first one so scary, because they're all trapped in there with one alien, and it's smarter than them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Just
and
that one.
it's like that the setting itself. It's
It
like
always
a
creeped me
character,
out.
because it's like literally they took the whole haunted house and put it in space, which is even worse because you leave a haunted house, you get in your car and drive off. Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? Even if you got a spacesuit, you gonna float.
It is you and it, and you don't. Like I said, that the thing about the xenomorph, it's all black, so it can hide in shadows easily. At one point, it did. Like, it was kind of just like laying between. It was in the first one, where she's like, I think she's trying to get into one of the escape pods.
Yeah.
And he's just like kind of just chilling, laying in the cut, and she don't even know till he like fucking moves. Like, that's how scary like the thing. And is how tall is. How tall is the xenomorph? Did they ever? I'm
depends.
pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it depends.
It looks about like 7 feet, maybe.
I think it
like-
depends on what
Which
kind of
which one
it is.
Let's talk with the one from the original, like
Yeah.
Alien and Aliens.
Because
you know?
that's a killer. Like,
Yeah,
you're going
literally a
horror
killer,
movie,
yeah.
like that's a
Ruthless, Because he seems strong. He could climb shit. He's very stealthy. You know.
And that's what I was saying. For like a 7-foot alien, he's extremely stealthy. Like,
No, like you feel like you should hear him behind you, but when you do, like it's
a wrap.
too late. Yeah,
Exactly.
It's a wrap.
It can swim.
mhm.
You know.
Does it steal your DNA when when it makes a
No,
baby?
it puts its
It's like
DNA.
part
in
human.
DNA.
Yeah.
and erases her.
When
DNA.
the baby grows up, is it part
tops you.
alien, part human, something, or is that I'm thinking?
It
about
just
something
creates
else?
another
Yeah.
xenomorph.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
reproducing
I think
with
you might be
itself.
thinking of Alien Resurrection.
I think so, yeah, because
That's
that's
right.
that's the one that had like that combined
Alien Coven.
alien.
You
That
guys
was
see
like
looking.
a clone from like what's her name?
Sigourney Ripley.
Ripley. Yeah, it was cloned from her, and it looked at her as the mom, and we don't talk about that movie.
Did you guys see
Like,
Alien Covenant?
I did.
Yes.
Danny
They do,
McBride.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
I thought it was alright.
I think there's one more. So.
My favorite
Prometheus.
is Aliens
Yeah.
though. My
Yeah.
my personal favorite is Aliens.
I agree.
I
really
feel like
love
it's
that
always
movie.
Alien and Aliens.
Yeah. I
But
think
they're
it's-
also two different. Like, Alien is a horror movie, and Aliens is a sci-fi,
like sci-fi action.
Action,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're both the best at like what they're trying to do individually.
That's the direction they're going in now with Prometheus and Alien Covenant. They're sort of
Well,
on
yeah.
that sci-fi.
Do you guys include Prometheus in the Alien category?
I mean, it's
I do.
in
It's a
the
part of the
universe.
series. Yeah.
It's a part of that universe.
yeah.
Yeah. And I actually enjoyed Prometheus when it came out. I saw it in the theaters and I actually enjoyed it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wanted a sequel to get more information on those engineers, but
Yeah,
They took it
that was
different
what I didn't like
pioneers.
about Alien Covenant. They were like, remember the engineers? So they're all dead now. And it was just like, all right,
Remember the engineers? Well, forget about them.
yeah, we're giving you more aliens because that's what you wanted, right?
and they barely showed you them in the Prometheus, so it's like.
That was because people like didn't like it so much and they were complaining so much. I was like, ooh, it's a bad thing to complain
But
about.
even the reviews for the movies weren't that bad. I mean, they
Yeah.
were in the 70s,
Yeah, it was still a good movie.
which is
I think because
the
Prometheus
end.
just had a couple plot holes. I don't think
I
it was.
agree.
I don't think it was like the concept that was bad.
Yeah.
I think there was just like a couple things that they should have ironed out with the plot. I don't think they needed to get rid of the whole concept and
Yeah.
force the aliens back in there
I
with
agree.
Covenant. I feel like Covenant was a little sloppy because it
I
tried
agree.
like
Yeah.
being like Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi. You know, like, no, you guys want this, right?
I would like to see David. That was the robot.
yeah. My Michael Fassbender, yeah. His
He was
character,
great.
Yeah, David
Michael
was-
Fassbender.
I thought he was the greatest part of the movies.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just a good actor.
Yeah.
And the Alien movies always did androids really well. Like they always.
They even had android blood in there.
But yeah, it was all white and like milky. I'm like, ew, made me all sick.
I
But yeah,
know.
so Xenomorph is your choice. That's your
my choice,
ultimate.
yes.
Okay, so that's where we start. We won't put him in a tier yet. We gotta add some people. So we got
Yeah.
Xenomorph. So we'll break it down. So Murdock, who's your choice? Who's your ultimate favorite killer?
I don't know if he is one of my favorites, but I'm gonna go. I'm picking him in terms of like, if we're going for the best killer, like who's gonna win, I'm going with my man from Down Under, the Hellraiser himself, Pinhead. His whole thing is just like torture. Like, you know, they have other killers who like to like play with their prey or like just to like go for the kills. Like he likes to torture them, and sometimes he doesn't even kill them. He just has them tortured for the rest of eternity.
Ooh, that whole sadomasochistic, BDSM.
His like big power thing that he does is he brings out hooks that he can control with his mind that just like hook the enemy in, and then they could just like rip them apart into like different parts or just like leave them like that so that they can torture them and stuff. So he's got like some mind control. He's like immortal. He can't like bullets and stuff don't hurt him, and he's just like got straight up like power from hell and demons and stuff. And he creates his own army too.
Cenobites.
With the Cenobites, which is another cool part of the series where he always has like a different crew with him. Like like he rose up with the posse.
He was the first horror dude with a rat crew.
Yeah, and they all have like different cool designs and stuff. Like he's got the pins in his head, and then he's got the one guy that's got like the hooks and his like teeth are chattering and stuff like that. Yeah, they got the butterball. He's like the big like fat one with the sunglasses.
That's like imprinted in his fat face.
Yeah, it's like the Jason Goes to Hell over the mask where he has the face over the sunglasses. And
not to get like too off bit, like just want to just ask a question. Like in DC's what is it, the Batman Who Laughs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he like is his artwork kind of inspired from off some of those characters, even Hellraiser himself?
I never thought about that, but I can see that actually. Now that you mention it, I never put that connection back.
Kind of aesthetic to them and look. So
like if he was in live action next to Hellraiser as a Cenobite, I wouldn't have batted an eye.
You wouldn't even question it. Yeah,
that's true. I never even thought about that. But yeah, he just makes his own army. He tortures his victims, and Pinhead is my pick.
No, that's a good pick, man. That's a good pick.
Now the movies aren't all great, but him as a character, he's got some cool mythology and stuff like that.
The thing is, for everyone's choice, we could probably say that about everyone's character. Like, it started off great, but in the middle, it got a little muddy. It got some pretty terrible sequels.
And I think I know where the buck stopped for you. For me, it was Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. When
was that with the CD Cenobite?
Yes.
Where the Cenobite like shot
CDs at people, and then there was the camera guy. The reporter camera guy got killed. Next thing he has like a camera imprinted. I was like, now you're doing too much.
Like,
he took out an entire rave. I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't with this.
Yeah, they started running out of ideas with the Cenobites once they got to CD Cenobite.
What the writer room was that like?
But that's the game.
It was like Gremlins 2. Everyone makes a Cenobite.
That's what it sounded like. They Gremlins too did.
That's the give and take of like horror movies or like series that does bloody stuff. They always have to go over the top sometimes, just because like it's fun for them.
It's like, how can we push it up a notch? Let's push it to the extreme. Yeah, but doesn't this look dumb? Nah, they'll love it.
I'm tired.
What about you? What about you, Dragoff? Like, so we got the Xenomorph, Alien. We got Pinhead from Hellraiser. Right now, I would say Hellraiser, based off from his powers, we're at like an S tier or A tier right now. Xenomorph, like he's cool, stealthy, strong. He can make more by impregnating you, but not a.
What?
Not as strong. Not as strong.
So what happens if someone doesn't solve that puzzle?
That is true. Like I say, alien, like they come from like an egg. It's gonna hatch regardless. Like you know what I mean. If someone just sees that puzzle,
they're like,
it looks complicated.
Exactly.
Put the puzzle down.
Like, well, I can't fix it. Fuck this. All right. But so that's true. That you make a good point. You make a good point. This is what I was hoping for. I was like, this would make a good point. All right, so let's keep them like a little. It's situational, I guess. So we'll keep them like.
Someone opens that puzzle.
Since we're making
exactly. Then if the puzzle's open, then yes. Then Xenomorph here,
if the puzzle's
Pinhead
open,
here.
If we're making that discussion, he has to be on the table. So it's not.
So we have to put it as someone figured it out. But you know, it's still funny though. But what about your choice? Who are you picking?
I'm definitely doing the bottom tier guy because he's an actual human being. Hannibal Lecter. So.
Hannibal Lecter. You're going for the realist.
Like nothing scares me more than someone that could actually be real. Yeah. Like you can make sometimes like what throws me off about like and like you know, so if you're watching a scary movie, I don't like when people like, oh, why did they do this? That's stupid, because I'm like, you're prepared to watch the movie, so So you're thinking of that even before you watch it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. You're investing yourself in the film, not in real world consequences.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that ain't the aliens ain't real, man. I don't care, man. Like, no.
And then like when
Like,
I
nigga,
see,
have you been in outer space?
That's funny because that's kind of what scares me about them is because you don't know what can be out there.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't know.
you know,
Yeah.
But Hannibal Lecter, yeah, that is real people. He's
Yeah.
based off, real life events, that have occurred. What's the guy who used to eat people? Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Also,
yeah, like
how many did they ever say how many victims has Hannibal? They ever
I feel like it's
kill count?
double digits. Definitely.
You talk about Hannibal Lecter or Jeffrey Dahmer?
Hannibal Lecter?
He's got a few kills. He's a lot of kills on
Because he was already like
especially if you
locked
add.
up.
Because he's been
up
up
in the
there for
beginning.
like his.
If you're
Yeah.
talking.
So he
all the
ate. I'm about to say
films-
he ate a lot of damn people.
Yeah. And like another thing is like sometimes people write a character and they choose how strong they want. They are like they're inconsistent in how strong they are. But at least with Hannibal, like you at least know what he's capable of.
We got the kill
Somewhat.
count.
29 people.
At least
Yikes.
29 people. I'm guessing
Right.
on screen or confirmed. There's probably more people
but-
that we don't know
Yeah.
about.
He even plays with his victims, like with the whole thing that people probably think of first with that type of thing.
Right, for
So
the
like
little
the
small
mind,
things
it's a lot of
Nice
mind
father,
games.
He's the most charismatic one.
Yeah.
I was saying he's got like
Even when he kills people, he cooks them. He's like the chef. He's like, I also make this with a butter wine with some balsamic vinegar, which complements this
Sprinkle some of
Merlot.
that.
Now you could pair this with a Merlot or a Chardonnay.
Like imagine a cook like he just had his own cooking show. Like imagine that, like a severed arm, the left side of someone's brain, a human foot, like and he's just sitting there cutting up and adding some spices and herbs and all this like good stuff. But 29 victims. Like I said, I get why you choose him because he's a real life, person. Yeah. So in a battle against like. If he was face to face with a xenomorph, yeah, he's screwed. He's absolutely screwed. Even against Pinhead, he's screwed.
He's toast.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so that's where we
Him
got
and
our
Pinhead
three.
would probably get along though. They're both like
They're
poets.
sadistic,
Yeah.
That's true. They're true. They got like that type of.
Untapped love story right there.
Aw, can't wait for that. The Hannibal Lecter, Pinhead team up.
50 Shades of Death.
But it'd be funny if he used his smarts and like cut off like the alien. But if he tried to eat it, but then it would come out of his stomach, right? Something like. So
Well, the aliens they have the acid blood.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
if
true.
we give him prep time, it would be a different story.
He ain't Batman.
Yeah, Batman.
Kevin from Home Alone.
He is Batman.
prep time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if he tried to eat him, like bro. Like, I forgot they did have the acid blood. Yeah. Yo, George, I understand why you chose my boy, but nah, he's looking C tier right now compared to like
I would put him in D tier if anything. But I mean, 29 people.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know how many the xenomorphs have like.
Because that's a whole
killed.
species. Like I don't even know
what
how you can account that.
So say like if we were just counting like the one from like the first movie.
What is that, like 8 people on board?
Yeah, something like
I guess
that.
it's a little different because he's not really on the Earth. I mean, he's just
True, he's got to work with what he got out there.
Yeah.
Are we really doing loopholes, guys?
Well, actually,
it was in different area codes.
My second choice would have been Vlad the Impaler or Dracula, whatever.
I would have said Dracula.
Yeah.
I would have said Dracula, because then I guess
Dracula's
there's no
got powers.
really one specific Dracula, because they all kind of have the same like
you don't-
general
there's
powers
no
and
lim-
everything
yeah.
like that.
There's so many takes of Dracula.
But if he goes to space, he's screwed.
Yeah.
Dracula in space.
Yeah, the sun is right there.
Hey
Like,
man, listen. Leprechaun went to space, so anybody could go if he went. Even your boy Pinhead went to space.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I told you that's a horror movie thing. At some point in your series, you will have to go to space. It's a part of your thing. You go to the hood and then you go to space. What about you? What do you choose for your
Well, I'm going with Tyler Perry. I'm kidding.
Medea?
Every black man he's written in this. No, I'm kidding.
I want to see Medea versus a xenomorph. Medea's spooky space
Hello.
dragon.
What is this?
Hello, Jesus.
The guy that I'm choosing, guy near and dear to my heart. We have a lot in common. He's a mama's boy, just like I am.
Aw.
He can't swim. I cannot swim. And I'm going with my man, the juggernaut of the slasher world, Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees is my favorite slasher. Like I said, he's a mama's boy. You know what I mean? He if you know his backstory, it's sad. You know what I mean? He was just a kid, a kid who was mentally disabled, and the camp counselors did not do their job.
Also, kind of deformed.
He was deformed. He was sweet.
He was an ugly kid. He was ugly. Well, he was ugly.
And he had a big ass head. He had a big head. Let's be honest. His head was huge, but he was a sweet boy. Guess what? The counselors couldn't keep their hormones in check, and the kid drowned. And his mother had to be like, okay, guess what? You know what? And then he came back in the second one to avenge his mother's death, and he's been on a rampage since then. And I might add, he has the highest kill count of any slasher. He puts in work. And I know some people are like, well, he only goes for the kill, no foreplay. I get it. I understand. We all like foreplay. But here's the thing. He is a brute. He goes in there and gets the job done. He doesn't like playing with his food. And he has some of the most brutal kills I've seen in slasher history. Like, one of my favorite kills obviously is the sleeping bag kill, which they actually edited. He was supposed to. It
was about like 5 or 6. They cut it down to like 1 or 2.
In the remake?
Part 7.
Part 7. Okay.
Part 7.
Part 7 is a lot more brutal than what it is. Like, you could go on YouTube and you could see the actual kills that didn't make the cut in the movie. Like, and it's a way better film than what we got. Like, part 7, what we got is a way toned down version of what the movie.
Is there a
actually
director's
was.
cut out there? That's like
never been like
available?
Officially released. Even with the current release, so this month, like the ultimate, like for the first time ever, like Blu-ray box set of the Friday 13th series came out, and I'm not even sure if that has the part 7 director's cut in there.
I mean, he is literally the personification of
he's been through it all. He has been through it all.
He is the personification of too legit, too quick. Too legit, too quick. He doesn't quit. He just teaching kids just get back up there.
See, like so far, like based on, I would probably put like, because like I said, for the first two, the definitely first strongest out of people we named was definitely Pinhead. Pinhead, like because he has the telekinetic powers, that gives him an edge. Jason is more, he has to get to you. You know what I mean? He has to actually get to you to kill you. If you keep running, you fall, like, if you tire out, you're screwed. If they were going face to face with like Pinhead in the mix, I feel like with all the bag of tricks Pinhead has, plus he has a crew to back him up.
He's got the boys.
He's got a gang. Let's be honest. He had like 8
You gotta
people.
get through them first to get to me.
Consider a gang.
So
and Jason doesn't really run like.
Yeah, but he catches up to you.
He does.
Well, this thing he
teleports.
does run, because in certain movies like he actually runs.
He ran before he got turned into a zombie.
Yeah, and then that's when the whole power walking thing happened.
Yeah.
But what I did like in the remake version that came out in 2009, I believe, was that what they did to explain it, which I thought was very clever, was that throughout the entire Camp Crystal Lake, was that he had hidden traps and like hidden like corridors that he
that
went to.
makes more
And
sense.
that makes
no
more
reason
sense.
to really run. Yeah.
So I think that because that what they
I
put
say
that in
09
there.
remake underrated.
It's
Yes, it is.
I said this. Yeah, I was saying this before, man. I love the 2009 remake. I thought it was good. Like, a shame that it got wrapped up in the legal rights battle, and we haven't had a movie since. But the 2009 remake was a good movie.
Yeah.
But to go back to what you said, because I was like, we're going through their powers, their strengths. So you're saying he could teleport. So I agreed up until about 2 weeks ago that Jason could teleport, and I'll tell you why. Because even in the game, so Jason has 4 powers in the game. In the game, he has a morph ability and a teleport. Because again, we see this dude. Like, you trip and fall, he's like miles behind you, and you look up, and now he's right in front of you. Like, well, how the hell did you do that? Like, just kill me, whatever. I give up, because there's no escaping you.
And apparently he can also possess people too. We don't like to talk about that. Jason Goes to Hell, because we both
sadly,
but he can possess
let's
people.
let's not even go with that route. But as far as the teleporting thing, because I want to count that, including his powers, to make him this thing. But only I'm saying I don't know if I don't want to fully agree he teleports anymore, because I think I mentioned it before on the podcast. So the channel Film Theory, and they break down a lot of film theories, like popular stuff in movies, and kind of break them down to see if how much weight the conspiracy really holds up to. So yes, Jason's always been known and shown that it's been assumed that he has to teleport because of these instances. So they took one of the main movies, Part 8, where it's like, okay, he's definitely teleporting in there, and they kind of break it down to, and from everything, all the evidence shown, he can't teleport. He can't teleport. So for example, one of the biggest ones where he's chasing my man out on the deck and he climbs the ladder. He looks, and then he looks back down, looks up, climbs up more, and then all of a sudden Jason is on the ladder also. So given that the time that it happened between how fast he climbed up and he looked down, and how basically they're going based off when the camera was off him, and it was enough time to actually show that Jason had enough time to walk up there and climb the ladder and get where he was from the way you see the camera cut towards him looking away, and then looking back, and then him being there. Mm-hmm. So they do another example from Part 6 where he kills the two girls, not the two girls, the little couple that I think their car broke down, and so she trips and falls into like this mud. He's in front of her. Then when she looks up, he jumps down and then impales her with the staff. So they do it again. They take the time that it would take, like they calculated like the average walking speed and how long it would take, the distance between where she fell and where he was. That when from where the camera cuts off, he had enough time to even climb the tree and jump down and surprise her and kill her from there.
It's
and
like
then they use it.
Mythbusters.
Yeah, like they broke it down. They broke it down. And then the other example they used was back again in Part. It was two more examples from Part 8, because like I said, Part 8 is where most of these rumors came from. So
that was Jason Takes Manhattan, right?
That was Jason Takes Manhattan. So there's a part where, remember the girl, I think her name was Tina or something. No, I don't think it was Tina. It was from Part 7. I forget her name. But so they're on the boat, and she's running from Jason. She gets into like that party room, and every time she looks, he's in a different spot.
Oh, Kelly Yu's character. Yes.
So definitely looks like he's teleporting, because she looks here, Jason's there. She turns around, he's behind him. She looks there, so he's definitely like he's teleporting. Using evidence from the movie. Now beforehand, she did coke. She did a whole line of coke with the girls beforehand.
She did.
So when it gets to this point where she's like, she's all coked up, she's getting chased by this maniac killer. She's in a room where there's loud music and flashing lights playing. So it's not that Jason is teleporting. He was only in one spot, but she's seeing him in different.
She's high.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's seeing him in different spots. Because she's so high.
Yeah.
Last example.
You had a lot of time during this pandemic, haven't you?
Man, I'm telling you, man. Look, look, it all makes such perfect sense though. So the other example is when the principal, the teacher.
Oh, I knew something about the jerk.
So remember, he chases him into the building. So the teacher is running. He turns around and looks. Jason's still far behind him. He runs up the stairs, and then he gets thrown. He jumps out of the window because Jason's up the stairs also. So what they shown was that there was two entrances. If you look at the movie, and then yes, there is. There's two entrances to the building. The teacher, whoever, he took one and Jason took the other, so he was able to get up to the stairs and meet him there by the time the principal got here, and that's where he seen him and jumped out the window. So it's not that he teleported, he just took that second door that you kind of see off there, because you see the principal run through the one that's kind of like in the focus of the shot, and then on the side there is a second door. So I want to count that Jason can teleport, but going off these 4 examples,
yeah, I agree.
I don't want to say he can teleport. Everything else, as far as his strengths, yes.
He's total badass.
Yes.
And I just want to add, before we go off Jason, one of my other favorite kills is when R.I.P. to the brother man that shot that fade with Jason in Part 8 on that rooftop and got his block knocked off, literally.
Yeah, like I said, Jason is the type of killer that you cannot go face to face with. You just got to keep moving.
You could be Bruce Lee, not going to happen.
Yeah, you got to keep moving.
Now that you said all those examples, right? Like the teleporting is definitely like in the game. It's just a quick way to explain where he gets somewhere. Right?
Yeah.
But since you explain all he knows the area enough to get to those points.
Exactly. He grew up. He grew up there.
Yeah.
Like it makes absolute.
He's there in the off season.
Exactly.
Is that considered prepping?
That's true.
Kinda. Is that
it's like
considered prepping? Kind of.
In the wintertime, he's like in Camp Crystal Lake.
I chased him towards that ladder. I know a shorter way to get there.
Scouting is a
Like, what you gotta think, Camp Crystal Lake is a pretty big, campsite.
Yeah.
So maybe just to make it easier on him,
Get a pull-up bar.
he just created like little shortcuts for
Yeah,
himself.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like going to fetch water all the way from the other side.
Yeah.
If I just dig this whole tunnel through, I can save myself 5 minutes.
That's how I was like,
He's the original survivalist.
he's originally,
He's the original survivalist.
He's smart enough to have a little prep for the people that he
Now, Jason Voorhees versus Kevin from Home Alone. They
Yeah.
both have prep time.
The thing is, like,
Jason, because Robot Chicken already did that with Michael Myers, and Michael Myers.
Did they?
Yeah,
That's Michael Myers,
choked the
though.
hell out of him, though.
that's my. I don't know.
But Jason's just different. He's
Michael Myers
killing
got his
him.
ass kicked by Busta Rhymes, man.
We don't count that one. We're going off the new continuity where it was just the first movie and the 2019 movie or 2018 movie.
Continuity.
Yeah, that's
because
where we're
like
going.
I don't see him any reason why he would pass the lake if he died because of people that killed him in the camp. Like, why would he need to leave that
Right.
lake area? So, but it's fun. It's a cash grab
Yeah.
for all that other stuff above it.
But who's your guy? Who's your pick?
My personal pick for my all-time favorite, and probably strongest, maybe not the strongest, but we'll see. But my personal favorite out of all the choices is my main guy, Fredward Krueger. I don't know if Fredward's his actual first name. We'll just go with that. But
Frederick Krueger.
Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger is my personal top.
Okay, I'm gonna come this way.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger.
Gotta love this. Gotta love this. So back to Freddy. Let's cut the wires real quick. I feel like Edward
Off the
Scissorhands real
record.
quick. But I choose Freddy because he's one of the hardest people to beat. Jason, you could get away with. Xenomorph, you can escape. Pinhead,
Put the box.
don't just look at the box. It's too complicated for me.
Get a Rubik's cube.
Hannibal Lecter, you want me to come over for dinner? I'm alright.
My insurance doesn't cover your
know.
plan, Mr. Therapist.
You're doing a barbecue? No, I heard about you. No, so
Called Uber Eats.
but eventually you are gonna have to go to sleep. Everyone does.
Yeah.
And even all these people y'all name sleep at some point. You know what I mean? And that's Freddy's playground. The hardest thing to beat is something that you don't have any control over. I think that is what makes him, so powerful. And not only that, he's very creative in his kills. Like, it's not just I'm just gonna punch your head off, or I'm just gonna eat your brain, or I'm just gonna impregnate you, or who else do we?
Pinhead.
Yeah, well, Pinhead's creative because I'm not gonna torture you to death. Freddy does do torture, but in a way that he's breaking you down to your lowest point, so that you are at your weakest. Because the thing with Freddy is, it's all fear. It's fear is what powers him. That is what we've been given from the lore of all the movies. That fear is what makes this guy stronger. So I know you guys you say you like Jason because he's real straight to it, no foreplay. But Freddy is like Ghostface. You gotta distress and break your victim down, to where they're helpless and they're exhausted and they're tired. And bam, like when you're that exhausted, you've been having these crazy nightmares and you're afraid to go to sleep and you're staying up even longer. He's at his strongest now, and like I said, he doesn't do no just straightforward kills. Like, he's very creative. Like, we don't know what happened to Johnny Depp's character when he got pulled under that bed.
He got liquefied.
But something like he had a human-sized blender down there and pureed him, and then I don't know, just poured it something whatever it is.
There was no open casket at that funeral.
Nah, not at all. Like,
There was a cup. Here lies remains.
So that's what I love about it. He's very creative. Even when baby girl from part 3, when he comes out of the TV.
Oh, that's just an iconic kill.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Which he had improv. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yes, he did.
But yeah, that's my favorite things. He even played to stuff that you're into. He had the one guy who was an artist and comic book drawer. And
Super Freddy.
Yeah. So and then the other one he killed, with the Power Glove and the Nintendo games. Like so he takes things you likes and he puts them. Even though you feel like you would be comfortable in these worlds, like in settings that you would know, you're still at a disadvantage.
Yeah, like he essentially enjoys his work. He really loves his job.
He gets you to a point where you don't know if you're asleep or awake anymore. Like it's actually insane.
It drives you crazy.
Yeah. Like I said,
you ever watch like any of like Nightmare on Elm Street films? Like, soon as somebody just goes like this, they're asleep.
As soon as they doze off.
As soon as they blink.
As soon as you hit whatever point where your body is in whatever sleep mode, it's active. Like you could just doze off for a quick second. That's it. Like I said, it's hard. It's hard to avoid something like that. Like in real life, like the longest someone has gone without sleep was a record of 11 days. And then I think when they said he did sleep, he slept for about like 25 hours, like straight. That's enough time for Freddy to kill. You go ahead, stress yourself out, staying up 11 days. Do it. Do it. All I need is 30 seconds. Like as soon as you clock out, it's a wrap.
And having a lucid dream doesn't work.
Nah, they tried a million methods, and that's the thing. Well,
that was the whole thing with Dream Warriors too.
Yeah,
which was the cool. Such a good movie, Dream Warriors.
And that's like I feel like that's
1 and 3 is my favorite.
Yeah, I'd agree. Those are the best. New Nightmare is pretty cool too.
Here's the thing. I think my favorites is 1, 3, and I actually enjoyed part 4. I actually enjoyed part 4.
Dream Child?
No, Dream Master.
Dream Master.
That was Dream Master. That was the chick when she got all the powers of her friend.
Alright.
Put it down. Put it down before you hurt yourself.
About to be Johnny Depp.
But one of my favorite scenes from the first one was the death of Tina, because even if you watch that now, that scene was such ahead of its time. I mean, just to when she's like twisting and turning and she's going in the air and then she's being dragged, you're like, what is happening? And they even edited, I don't know if you noticed, they edited down. She was supposed to drop down to the bed to a pool of blood, but they would have gotten like a NC-17 rating. They wanted to keep the R rating, so they like cut it out. So if you notice when you watch it, when she falls to bed, it's a quick cut and then you just see it on the bed.
Get it? Cut it out.
Shout out to our man AJ for the pun.
Well, yeah, that's like I said, and see, he's one of those. He's like Jason. Like every other movie, kind of has this weird, different way of defeating him. So there's never really any definitive way to beat him, But let's just go with the more common method that, yeah, you can pull him out of your dream through physical contact, you know what I mean? So I think that's been like the most common like trope of like
that was
beating.
Freddy's Dead and the remake that they did that.
Even
right?
in the first one. And
Freddy versus Jason too.
Freddy
they did
versus
that.
Jason, yeah. So that's been the more accepted way. Like, okay, if this is how you beat Freddy, this is the way to do it. Just gotta get him into the real world, and now he's basically almost like a regular.
Oh yeah, and then 2 had him being reborn.
Was that a tie?
No disrespect to your boy though. Just remember that in Freddy vs. Jason, when Freddy came out of to the real world and he saw Jason, he did look shook. He was shook. He was like, "Oh shit."
Well, yeah, he was shook because this dude is like a 7-foot beast, and then you're surrounded by fire. The one thing that killed you in the first place. So then it's like, oh, okay,
fire and water.
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't catch that? You didn't catch that? Yeah.
Third
Even though the only thing, I don't agree with the whole water thing for Jason though, like,
because he did go in the water in part 6.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like that's just something they kind of just made up to give him some type of weakness because he's so strong. You know what I mean? So
now that we got everyone's strengths and weaknesses, I think we should do a final scale.
All right,
the characters that we got.
So let's go. This is a D to A tier. So. Like I said, starting off, even I think you agree.
Yeah.
Even though he's got 29 kills,
Yeah.
and like I said, but at the end of the day, compared to these people, he is just a man. He's just a regular man. So we gotta put him in the D class. Right now. No crazy strengths or powers to him. He's very clever. Charming,
still
even.
iconic, still probably up there. Fine.
Only Academy Award winning horror movie.
So So, but not enough to take on some of the other people. So we put Hannibal Lecter D. He's D tier. So who else do we have? We have Xenomorph, Pinhead, Jason,
And Krueger.
and Freddy. Now, see, this is where it gets tricky because all these are pretty strong. But I will say between the two coming next, I would say the Xenomorph would be next up. He would be in like C. He'd be above
Maybe
Hannibal
even
Lecter.
B.
I would put him B.
I'll put him B.
He's strong.
Because they could conquer planets.
Yeah, they literally take.
Okay,
a
all right.
planet.
So let's
It's a whole species. Yeah.
True. I'm just thinking of just one. All right, so let's go with that. And plus, we got acid blood. Like, sure,
Yeah.
shoot them all you want, but you better be at a distance, and or else you're
blowback.
you're getting hurt too.
Looking like Two-Face.
They're strong. They are stealthy. They're very smart. They're smarter than
You think?
your humans. They're smarter than the average bear, as you would say. But so I would. They're definitely okay. So B, let's say D for Hannibal Lecter, and then next we have Pinhead, Freddy, and Jason.
We got brute force, fear, and torture.
Exactly.
All supernatural.
A literal
See,
hellspace.
I don't know any because I don't know the Hellraiser series enough to know if he has any like crazy notable weaknesses where he's like easy to defeat. So
Yeah, kind of. It's weird because the series it's too long to get into it now.
It
but
gets real complicated.
It gets real complicated. We can't go into it now, but in my opinion, he's definitely an A tier guy.
Yeah, I would say you too. Once you open Pandora's box.
Honestly, I think he's even God. I'll even say God tier.
regardless, you could knock Freddy down back to like C tier if that's the case because he's just almost like a regular man. Still think he would beat Hannibal Lecter, easily. This dude has a razor glove. What is he gonna do against someone who's got like a fork and knife?
And even in the real world, he did hold his own against Jason when they fought.
Yeah, like he ain't go out like no punk bitch. He really didn't.
So this list is going on how they kill people?
Not how they
Or-
kill
or
people,
in
just
general?
based off their strengths and like in a setting where if these people kind of like went against each other.
So
who would
Jason
come
is
out
beating the
victor?
Xenomorph in your opinion? He's beating the Xenomorph.
Easy.
Yes, easy.
No, wait, the Xenomorph
Rip him
is
apart.
higher.
Rip him apart.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
No, I'm saying easily.
Yes.
Yes.
Even the acid blood, I don't think it's really gonna like. Yeah, it's gonna.
Sigourney Weaver defeated the aliens and a damn robot type thing. Like, get off of you, bitch.
I don't even. I wouldn't even go with. I wouldn't even go with like.
Yeah, Jason X versus Xenomorph.
I wouldn't even go with
Jason
the
X,
whole
yes.
A plus B. Then it could be C. I just think based pure alone of how strong Jason is, I think he would easily rip apart that Xenomorph.
Especially that Jason X, huh?
That's how I see it.
And
Then-
how would you rate Freddy?
With Team Freddy, I would put him honestly he's above Xenomorph and he's above Hannibal, but he's under Jason. And I think Jason is probably under Pinhead. So I would say Pinhead, S tier, A tier, Jason, B, or even A himself, because I think Freddy can still work because of how strong he is. Because again, you're going to sleep. Even we seen Jason even goes to sleep. You know what I mean? So I would even put him probably like, in A tier also, like Jason and Freddy almost together. Xenomorph, because he's just an alien, strong alien, but I feel like this alien would get easily beat by the other two, obviously, or the three. Then Hannibal Lecter. That's how I would construct this tier list, based off everyone's choices.
Fair.
Agree?
Yeah, agree.
I know you don't agree.
I'm sensing a lot of heat over there.
It's fair.
That's the reality of it. That's the horror movie tier list
still
of
close,
from what we
yeah.
chose. Yeah, like
It's
I said,
still
it's
pretty
still a
close.
good battle though. Like we
No,
all
they're
like
different
had
tiers.
like definitely good picks.
For sure.
Yeah.
But that's the horror movie tier list from our personal favorite choices. Before we get out of here, thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody for watching. Of course, your boy Leroy Green. You can follow us on Camp Nos on YouTube. If you're listening to this on Spotify or anything else, please, hit that post notification. You want to see this weekly content and more other stuff we got coming up. We got great sketches, interviews, the whole shebang coming up on the YouTube channel. We appreciate y'all watching. And then once again, here at our Shared Universe podcast studio, we have Stark,
Peace out.
Murdock,
Yeah.
Drago,
Hello. Goodbye.
Greg.
Deuces.
And we're Camp Nos. See you guys next week. Thank you.
Onion in the button.